All right, chapter 17. Catullus then observed, "You seem to me, Antonius, to have set clearly before us what he who designs to be an orator ought to learn, and what he may assume from that which he has learned without particular instruction. For you have reduced his whole business to two kinds of causes only, and have left particulars which are innumerable to practice and comparison. But take care lest the hydra and lion's skin be included in those two kinds, and the Hercules and other greater works be left among the matters which you omit. For it does not seem to me to be less difficult to speak on the nature of things in general than on the causes of particular persons, and it seems even much more difficult to discourse on the nature of the gods than on matters that are litigated among men." "It is not so," replied Antonius. "For you, Catullus, I will speak, not so much like a person of learning as, what is more, one of experience. To speak on all other subjects is, believe me, mere play to a man who does not want parts or practice, and is not destitute of common literature or polite instruction. But in contested causes the business is of great difficulty. I know not whether it be not the greatest by far of all human efforts, where the abilities of the orator are by the unlearned estimated according to the result and success, where an adversary presents himself armed at all points, who is to be at once attacked and repelled, where he who is, hold on, it might be the new light, who is to your adversary and hostile to yourself, when he is either to be instructed or undeceived, restrained or incited, or managed in every way by force of argument according to the cause and occasion, when his benevolence is often to be turned to hostility, and his hostility to benevolence, when he is to be moved as by some machinery to severity or to indulgence, to sorrow or to merriment. You must exert your whole power of thought and your whole force of language, with which must be joined a delivery varied, energetic, full of life, full of spirit, full of feeling, full of nature. If anyone in such efforts as these shall have mastered the art to such a degree that, like Phidias, he can make a statue of Minerva, he will, like the great artist, find no difficulty in learning how to execute the smaller figures upon the shield. 18. The greater and more wonderful you represent such performances, says Catullus, the greater longing possesses me to know by what methods or precepts such powers in oratory may be acquired. Not that it any longer concerns me personally, for my age does not stand in need of it, and we used to pursue a different plan of speaking, as we never extorted decisions from the judges by force of eloquence, but rather received them from their hands after conciliating their goodwill only so far as they themselves would permit. Yet I wish to learn your thoughts, not for any advantage to myself, as I say, but from a desire for knowledge. Nor have I occasion for any Greek master to repeat his hackneyed precepts when he himself never saw the forum or was present at a trial, presumption similar to what is told of Romeo the peripatetic. For when Hannibal, driven from Carthage, came to Ephesus as an exile to seek the protection of Antiochus, and as his name was held in great honor among all men, was invited by those who entertained him to hear the philosopher whom I mention, if he were inclined, and when he had signified that he was not unwilling, that copious speaker is said to have harangued some hours upon the duties of a general and the whole military art. And when the rest of the audience, who were extremely delighted, inquired of Hannibal what he thought of the philosopher, the Carthaginian is reported to have answered, not in very good Greek, but with very good sense, that he had seen many doting old men, but had never seen anyone deeper in his dotage than Pharimo. Nor did he say so, indeed, without reason, for what could have been a greater proof of arrogance or impertinent loquacity than for a Greek who had never seen an enemy or a camp, or had the least concern in any public employment, to deliver instructions on the military art to Hannibal, who had contended so many years for emperor with the Romans, the conquerors of all nations. In this manner, all those seem to me to act who give rules on the art of speaking, for they teach others that of which they have no experience themselves. But they are perhaps less in error in this respect that they do not attempt to instruct you, Antonius, as he did Hannibal, but boys only, or youths.